Hello everyone, I'm here again. So today's topic is gonna be really very important topic for each one of us. That's without it you cannot survive, and I'm sure you will be able to guess what topic it is about. It is about finance. So yes, finance. Finance is the most important thing in our lives, without which we really cannot survive. So overall, what I feel about finance, I'm going to share it with you. And over the years, what I have learned about finance and how it has worked at times, and how we have we have how finance has slipped away from my hands also, I will like to share. So everything I cannot merge it into one video, so I'll have different parts of it. So let me start with initially how I have faced, how I have had relationship with finance, and how slowly, gradually, I understood how it functions. Now, coming to my initial working place, I was a teacher in a international school. I was an English teacher. Um, Actually, to be frank, I'm an MBA graduate in marketing. Sorry, in finance and HR. But since I didn't get a good job, I had got a lot of night shifts offerings where I was not fine with it. So I thought teaching is a noble profession, so why can't I just go to a nearby school and teach English? I love English. I love learning new words in English. I love teaching. So I just thought I'll just go and do. I know many of you might be thinking, like, if she loved teaching, why did she do MBA? But to be frank enough, as I was good in accounts, my teachers suggested that you can go ahead with masters in business administration. So that's how I did it. Because at times in those years of growing up, you are at times you're clueless as to what you want to do. So I was the same. And more importantly, somewhere back of my mind, I knew that for a woman, immediately after her education, she will be married. That's how my clan has, most of them have been married. So I was not much serious about it. I was like, if they allow me to work post marriage, I'm fine. If they don't, it's okay. So that's about me. So I got a job as an English teacher in an international school near my home. And the first pay of mine was 10,000 rupees. I guess it was in the year 2013. In the year 2013, I was paid 10,000. And as I was getting that payment, I did, to be frank enough, I didn't knew the value of it. I used to just splurge it. I used to, good thing that I didn't misuse it. I used to use it for good food and necessary things. For simple necessary things, I used to spend money. Initially, I used to have entire amount. Then later, I decided I'm gonna save little bit for my marriage. I cannot just you know use it all at once, and then it will not be good, because for emergency also I need to keep it for myself. So yeah, I later I started saving for my marriage. Now, as days passed, a year passed, and then I got married. The savings that I had done did help to some extent for my marriage, and then I got married. And post marriage, immediately I had to stop my job, because I was married not in the same locality. I was married in a different locality, very far away locality from my from that school. So I had to stop. I resigned, and then I became a homemaker, full-time homemaker. So as days progressed, I gave up the idea of working again. Though my husband did suggest that if I want, I can work. So till the time I went to the interview, I came to know that I was expecting. So immediately my husband said that it's better if you stop working, because it might hamper your health and the child's health. So I said okay, and I completely stopped. Now from 2014 to 2026, I completely gave up my career. So, in that time period, I realized that the prime years of my life, I focused on my children, both my daughter and my son, and I'm glad I did. I was very much a focused mother, a wife, a daughter-in-law. But um, on in 2025, my husband lost his job. He lost his good designation in a multinational company, and because of AI, and everything suddenly stopped for me. In that moment, I didn't know. I was clueless when I came to know that he has lost his job, and my biggest worry was how to clear the fees of my children, because each year fee is approximately 1.5 to 2 lakhs. Now, how will I clear the fees? And what about ration? What about the bills? What about the expenses? And what about emergency? In all this, I was clueless. I was cursing myself that I didn't go for a job, though most of them who knew me were telling that why don't you go and do some part-time job. But to be frank enough, I did try a couple of places for part-time, but nothing worked out because my son was too small and I couldn't leave him with anyone. My mother-in-law is unwell and there is no one else at home to take care. It's only me, my husband and my children, and my husband goes to work. So how will I be able to do any part-time job when my children are dependent on me? And that was the only thing in my head. So yeah, that much happened, and I was completely clueless, and I didn't know what to do. And uh, when a situation like this arises, you tend to realize that you have lost so many years of your life, and you are already 35 plus, and you think that it's all over. But one good thing what I have learned from finance is my husband was like contrary to me. He was very good in saving. One good thing what I learned, especially during this difficult time where he lost his job, was that he continuously made savings for the emergencies. And moreover, yes, he was given gratuity, PF and all that benefits. But at the same time, what I felt, what I had to do better in my life when I was earning was, I really wish I could have it invested in gold, or I really wish I could have it increased that money. That thinking was not there. So what I felt I lacked as an MBA student, I had to have the thinking of multiplying my money, trying to invest in stocks or mutual funds. Nowadays nothing is impossible. You can gain any amount of information from the n number of websites, from n number of videos. So overall you can know the crux of how things function. The biggest problem what I felt in my life was, if 2014 100 rupees value is 100 rupees, correctly after 2015 to 2025 the value of 100 becomes lesser than what it was before. This has been happening since ages, from 1900s to 2000s, now coming to 2025. Every passing year, the value of a rupee has been decreasing. So this has been the trend. The people who are wise knew this, so they made sure that they are trying to multiply this money over a period of time, so that the value of it, which is about to fall, will somehow maintain the equilibrium, and it will maintain at least the basic average, or the basic value of it, rather than decreasing it. Now even if I do an FD, for example, if I get an interest of 8% interest, but to be frank enough, the inflation that is going will again reduce that amount further, and I'll get lesser than what I have invested. That is what I felt. If I do FD of 5 years of 5 lakhs, after 5 years the inflation rate will be much more than what it is now, and the value of money will go down. So what I have got interest will be much lower than what I had invested. So what do you say, there is no sagaciousness in this. We have to be wise enough when we are investing, because we know over period of time the value of our currency has been decreasing. So suddenly there might be a situation where it may increase, but over the years this has not been the trend. It has been decreasing. And unfortunately, now because of various other political factors, what I have been informed is there is going to be more and more inflation. So what I feel is each and every individual should speak to their children and tell them that you will be getting pocket money of so and so. Please remove certain percentage of that pocket money for emergency. And they're not going to keep it in their piggy bank or in their what do you say box which they can open anytime. No, that's not going to happen. Certain percentage of that pocket money must be kept so that that can be used for literally an emergency at the time of emergency. The reason why I'm telling you is children think money is everywhere because their parents give them. They don't know the value of money. They don't know how to use the money. Unless and until we show them the true value of money, how will they learn to utilize it in the most efficient manner? The main concern is we have to teach children to use it in the most efficient manner. At the same time, we have to make them to understand that the value of 1 rupee will be decreased to 80 to 85 paise in further years. So how will you challenge this situation by not making the value of one to fall for you? How will you do it? Now there are many other things by which you can get there are n number of things: bitcoin, mutual funds, stocks, FD. I really don't think so. FD, if you want to be if you want to have a secure investment, yes, FD. Then post office, then there are like MIS, monthly income savings, or there are many n number of things. So we have to gain enough knowledge by which we are teaching children the basic things that, listen, you have to keep. And this the emergency amount will not be kept here. It will be kept in bank account so that they don't remove it, they don't collect it back, they don't go and recollect it. So they need to know that this is amount and this much I am allowed to spend and this much I have to give for emergency. And this should be done since they are in 10 years or 12 years. The reason why I'm telling you is many people whom I met who are wealthy, really very affluent, they said one thing: we gather wealth. Now how should that wealth be maintained depends upon the future generations. Now if we don't teach them the value of money, how they have to handle it, how will the wealth stay with them? It will be ruined. If you put a person who doesn't knows how to handle money, even if you give him an empire, he will make it to collapse. If you know a person who knows how to handle it, how to multiply it, then that is the biggest task you have achieved. You are successful. So what I feel is I need to give to my daughter every month pocket money, and I need to also make sure that I know where all she's spending, and if she is doing any mistake, to rectify it by telling her the dangers about it. If she just wants to ruin by taking some XYZ things that are not at all of value to her, I have to make her understand by giving instances or stories about the people who have done this before, so that she will not commit this mistake. I know they are very young, they want to splurge their money into chips, biscuits, toys, all random things that we were mad about when we were children. But at the same time, we need to teach them on in everyday basis that this is like this. Say a story about a person who did the same, so that they get the morals. They are touched by the story. They know the moral of the story. Give stories of your relatives or your friends by which they will be motivated to not do the same mistake. So there are so many things by which we can inculcate the habit of them to save money. First, once they start saving from the age of 10 till the age of 30 to 35, they'll have sufficient corpus. And the biggest beautiful thing about money is compounding. The biggest beautiful thing is compounding. So if you know the value, if you know how beautiful compounding is, you will literally save every penny of yours to do the same. I came to know about compounding recently. My 37 years of my career, I didn't know much about it. And when I came to know, I had nothing but regrets in my mind that how could I do this? How could I not save enough money? Post marriage, I didn't save much money. I got pocket money, which I used to just spend it on cosmetics or other things or bags. And then, as my husband lost his job, I realized that I wish I had saved enough amount, but I didn't. And I was left with nothing. My husband had saved good corpus that literally helped us. No one will come to help you when you're in your difficulties. It's only you, your savings, that will help you. So I will like to end this first video, and I'll go ahead with second and third part of it. But for now, I really wanted to share this story with you, by which you know that finance is the most important thing. It will help you survive in your difficult times. So make sure that you're saving enough, especially during this difficult times where inflation is sky high, the prices are sky high. You're having, no matter how much ever you save, you know, everything has increased. So make sure that you are doing multiple jobs, but at the same time make sure you're not stressed out. But yeah, make sure that you're spending good quality time with your family. At the same time, you're doing some jobs by which you're earning little more than how you were earning before. The reason is the rates, prices of everything are gonna increase to a great extent, and that again will put a hole in your pocket. So hopefully everything will be fine, but be prepared for the worst situation. So that's the only thing what I would like to say. Save enough money for the future, and make sure you're having good food. That is the most important thing, and take very good care of your health. That's the most important thing to have. Okay, fine. So looking forward to meet you in new video. Till then, bye.